Well, well, well. Welcome back, everybody. It's another happy episode of Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Rick.
I'm Mia.
And I'm Dave.
Today we're going to be painting the couple of miniatures from the Song of Fire and Ice. Ice and Fire. Ice and Fire. What? I have dyslexia of the brain and words.
He does.
So before we came on today, we were talking about, what is it called? Slang?
It was like slang, but the word lit in particular.
And fam.
And fam.
So we're going to use that as much as we can today.
We are
gosh.
not.
I'm sorry.
It'd be like having your kids
Mia
back.
did it. Mia did it.
I showed a video.
It'd be like having your kids back on.
Oh.
Yeah. It would.
I will not hesitate to mute you the second you start talking like that.
So basically what you're saying is, you got me, fam.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No.
Okay, now the
Danny's
Rick is on mute. We'll have to do the rest of the talking for her.
Nice. So we're painting
Painting some more.
miniatures from Song of Ice and Fire.
Yep.
I'm doing the mountain.
Yep.
Nice. I've got some Stark men here.
Yep.
So Winterfell
If you want to put them on the mini,
On the spinner.
On the spinner.
on the spinner.
Was there something
Okay.
on the spinner you wanted to reference, though?
Actually, yeah, there's something on the spinner already. So what we've got on the spinner there is we have 3 models. There's somebody was asking in the group last week about the scale of the Song of Ice and Fire models compared to Reaper, I think. So we've got a couple here. This is this is Song of Ice and Fire coming around. This is one of the Stark Sworn Sword captains. This is a WizKids Adventurer model.
Yeah, Town Guard.
Yeah, Town Guard. And this looks like an elf of some sort from Reaper. Basically the model we had around that was going to be closest in size. So they're similar in scale, not exactly the same. I think the Song of Ice and Fire mini is a little bit taller.
Yeah, a little bit more epic.
And yeah, so we've got those. I'll take that off there. What are we going to put on? What's going on
All right,
first?
so we'll put the mountain up there.
Your mountain on first.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think all the miniatures can actually
On
get
at
up
once.
Yeah. So this is what I'm going to
Okay.
work on.
there. Yeah, the mountain is huge.
Yep. So Mia has a bannerman from the Starks. You've got Gregor Clegane in his
Full battle attire.
full plate.
Yeah, he is huge.
He is enormous. And then I've got the Kickstarter exclusive Gregor Clegane
Without his helmet on.
alternate model. Yep.
Yeah.
I like how I've got the littlest one.
What's also kind of funny is I sometimes feel like if I were to dress up like Gregor Clegane in that
Yep.
outfit,
This outfit?
that's what I would look like in comparison to a normal person.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Now you have a cosplay idea.
I don't know if it's an idea. I probably shouldn't have said anything.
Too late.
I threw these guys back on there. So over the weekend, I managed to finish up these 4.
Finish up for what?
4 of the Stark Sworn Swords. So I'm quite excited. I've actually went and primed the next 8.
Nice.
So they're good to go. And also, we have a shot, Jeff Hall, who joined me on Thursday while you guys were gallivanting around San Diego
Right, as we do.
at the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So Jeff sent this photo in. This is the Lannister assault captain, I think, or veteran
Oh,
captain,
that's
something
really
like
cool.
that. That he finished off over the weekend.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a good job.
So you see, Jeff was going for those really deep reds, and to contrast with that lovely gold. So we can jump into
The contrast
But
with the
the rest of
lovely
it.
gold.
the lovely gold.
The
Take
lovely.
one of these as like a
Am I
little
not allowed
reference.
to call the gold lovely?
It is, because gold is lovely. You're absolutely allowed to call it that.
Cool.
See, I take this as a reference, and then I'm quite intimidated because of your amazing paint job on it.
No, it's just all silver. Mostly. It's mostly silver. Just like this guy. This guy's made all silver.
Just so you guys know, from the chat, Peter Adams is here.
Hey, Peter.
Jay
Hey, Peter.
Scott says
Hello.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Craig
Thank you.
says hello.
Oh.
Chris is here. Nick says hello. And Carl and Kurt are here. Craig also has a question. He says, I'm making a guild that follows the Ferengi rules of acquisitions. I don't know if I said that right.
Ferengi rules of acquisition from Star Trek.
Yep. What race fits best?
For D&D, Craig, are you looking at a D&D thought on that?
Guild. He's making a guild.
Right.
But in
In
D&D.
D&D, question mark?
I don't know. What would it be in D&D?
I mean, I would almost go with like either halfling or gnome.
Nick says dwarf.
Dwarves, I mean, yeah, the dwarves could be like that as well.
Yes. D&D?
Yes, D&D?
Yes.
Okay. Halfling or gnome are actually really good in regards to that kind of concept because they're always trying to hustle and get the best deal. Dwarves would be the same, but probably only really in regards to trading for ore or weapons or something like that. So, but gnomes and halflings would be like that, trading for anything. What's Johnny back there saying?
I said Dave needs to move his camera.
Dave needs to work.
Oh,
Needs to work it, work it.
where do I need to? Is that it? Is that good? Is that bad?
Look at the thing.
Okay.
That's good.
Thank you.
What I thought I'd do today is just do lots of dry brushing.
Nice. Lucky.
Lots and lots of dry brushing. So, how was it?
How was what?
San Diego.
San Diego?
San Diego.
It was good. I would actually broach a question to Mia on that. What was your favorite part of the con, Mia? Because you were also there.
Oh, God, favorite. I don't know. I think just the fact that it was kind of a relaxing year this year for me.
Okay.
Just because the way that they did the lottery for the exclusives, it wasn't having to, wake up at 6 a.m. to go to war every morning. And so actually by Thursday, I'd gotten pretty much all the Funko exclusives I'd wanted.
Okay.
And so the rest of the time I was like, well, what do I do with myself? But fun days, I think. So I think,
Okay.
yeah.
I felt like Fun Days was a good time, but I don't know, it just didn't have the same flair that it did last year.
Yeah, I think part of it is that they're trying to make it more for fans and I think less for resellers. I think the fact that they did a live stream where they opened it up to be able to buy the box of fun. So if they did a live stream of Fun Days.
Okay.
And if you happen to be watching at some point during it, they were like, well, you can buy one of the boxes of fun for like $50.
Oh, nice.
And they had like a limited quantity, but it was one of those, if you're watching the live stream, you're obviously a fan.
Right.
So they opened that up to them, and I thought that was really cool.
That is pretty cool.
But yeah, it was very, I think, more,
It just seemed tamer.
yeah,
But
less fights, except for at Funimation, apparently.
Oh, yeah, there was some...
There was some punches thrown at Funimation, apparently.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they got shut down for a little bit.
Yes, it did. It's so weird how people get so crazy about picking up those exclusives at San Diego.
I know. It's just a toy, guys.
Right?
It's just a toy.
Just a toy.
But at the same time, the companies that are making them are like, hey, this is super exclusive. This is going to be
Yeah.
really valuable.
I say that, and yet I do the Funko run.
It's kind of a...
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword, I guess.
I would agree.
Mm-hmm. I
The,
can't say anything.
I enjoyed Fun Days. One of the things I thought was fun was about Fun Days is last year they had a Harley Quinn cosplayer come out and do silks, like Cirque du Soleil silks and stuff, which was really cool. And this year they had a guy from the stage show O, which is in Vegas.
Oh, the Cirque du Soleil. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was a dude just jacked. But he comes out dressed like a nerd because he's like, because the whole theme of the event was 80s prom.
Okay.
And he came out as like this nerd who, I can't find a date.
Yeah, he went around to all the tables and was like, would you be
go
my
out with me
date?
to the prom? And everybody's like, whatever, no, or whatever. And then he's like, fine. Then I'll just show him what I'm really like or whatever. And he takes his freaking clothes off. He's in like a leotard thing. He's jacked, he's ripped, and he's doing this like aerial, much like the silks, but instead of silks or a what's it called, a lyre, the hoop, because I think the girl also had a hoop ring.
Yeah,
in her
something like that.
thing. It was just these two like straps that came out off the ceiling, and he was doing much the same aerial stuff. Like you would think Olympic rings, but without the rings, just the straps that the rings are held by. And that guy was freaking crazy good.
I will say, when he came by the table asking for a prom date, I said I would go to prom with him. So that was my date up there, jacked. Yeah, that was my date.
Justin would not approve.
He was
I was
there.
half expecting him to like swing out in like over the crowd.
Right.
He was
But
like
because of
Tarzan.
the lighting rig that they had above him, I don't think he could swing out that far.
Yeah, I don't think that he could have, but that would have been freaking crazy. But the other shows that they had, which were pretty cool, was the quick change magic.
Okay.
So the guy and the girl come out and they're like dancing around and whatever in these outfits. They're supposed to be the chaperones at the prom, and then because they're an older couple, and the lady like steps into this hoop. The guy lifts it up and it's got like a curtain. He shakes it for like a second or two, drops it, and she's in a totally different outfit.
Right.
And they do that like multiple times. And the final one, like he takes like this glitter confetti and just tosses up and like covers it totally. And once it falls over, she's again in a totally different outfit. It's like, what the heck?
Those are cool. Also, the crafting muse says hello.
Hey, Vanessa.
Welcome.
I don't even know how to get into like these tiny little crevices.
Are you familiar, Dave, with the crafting muse?
No.
With Vanessa Muse?
No, I'm not.
So she does terrain builds and paints and all that stuff.
Oh, cool.
And she's really good.
Excellent. Where's she based?
I for some reason, I want to say New Jersey, but I'm probably wrong, and she's probably going to hate me forever now.
Particularly because you chose New Jersey.
Yeah, but I think it is Jersey.
At least you didn't say Ohio.
Yeah, right. Because who wants to claim Ohio?
Also, James is here. Hello.
Hey, James.
James.
Yes, New Jersey.
All right.
Cool.
It's not that I stalk your page, Vanessa.
But he stalks your page,
I
totally.
stalk your page, Vanessa.
Just so you know now.
Hubs is from Ohio, so
Who is?
her husband
Oh,
is from
okay.
Ohio.
Well, at least he was able to get out.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, the getting was good.
Those fast change magic. I love all magic shows. Like,
Okay.
even
Yeah.
though it's ridiculous, like I love stuff like that. So I'm jealous that you got to see those quick changes.
It was really
Yeah.
really spectacular.
There were some where I was like, okay, I could kind of see how that one was, but then there were some I was just like,
Yeah. What is
yeah, I
this
don't
sorcery?
know. Like there were like one or two where I could see how like there was like some mechanics or something that was, I was like, okay. But then there were some I was just like, okay, that one, I don't know how you did that. Like seriously, like it was like there was a hoop with streamers.
Oh yeah.
And like you could kind of see through the streamers because they weren't connected.
Yep.
And how she did that one, I was like, okay, that one you got me.
Yep.
I was like, that one
Sorcery.
before that, I don't know. I think I figured that one out, but that one, yeah, you got me on that one.
Yeah. So I think Fun Days, because I wasn't there the whole time, and I'm going to reiterate that again. No. Salt. No, but Fun Days for me, I think was one of the highlights. But also, I go to a dinner on Wednesday nights. Mr. Jeppy takes some industry folks to dinner, and oddly, they included me because it's like you had Frank Cho, you had Sora Sung, Tim Rogerson, Ken Lashley, all phenomenal artists in the industry. At the dinner, there was I sat next to Ming Chen from Comic Book Man, and he and I shared a souffle. It was
Oh, I saw that.
it was very romantic.
Yeah,
we
it was
we
very.
crossed our arms and everything and
Yeah.
took a bite. It was
saw that one.
it was very romantic. And then there was a couple of other people there that were industry folk, and The conversation's really interesting, and just to be included into that like circle of influence was kind of neat.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then there was you.
And then there was me. Exactly. It's like, what? I mean, I appreciate those opportunities, but
Oh, Rick,
What-
don't put yourself down like that.
what did I bring to that table outside of comic relief?
One of these things is not like the other.
It's not wrong.
Oh.
James has a
Roasted on your
question.
birthday.
Does Lego count as minis?
Lego count as minis. That's a interesting question.
I mean, they have their characters are called Lego minis, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say technically,
Doesn't it devalue them if you paint them?
I would think so.
yeah, especially those San Diego ones.
Yeah.
Those things are
The
ridiculous.
San Diego Lego that I could paint.
Hmm.
Dude, there's so the minifigs at San Diego Comic Con, it's ridiculous. The lines for those go like outside the building, in the
it's
back,
crazy.
down the street, because one of those minifigs is worth like $300.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But it's only worth $300 for like a month after San Diego.
Yeah,
And then they kind of balance.
Balance
that's why I
it out.
always tell people, I'm like, oh, you want something from San Diego and you didn't get, wait like a month. Don't buy it right afterwards.
Right. And that's one of the things that's, I think, one of the curses of being someone that goes to San Diego is all of your friends that don't go ask you to get them stuff. And that's okay. I mean, that's fine. I wish that I could get in line and wait 3 hours to be told it's sold out when I get to the line, to the cash register.
I put it to you that you do not wish that you could do that.
Oh, no. For my friends, absolutely I wish I could do that. But I can't because I'm there to work.
I
Johnny would be like, when did you do that, Rick? But,
Well, that's strange because I found time to buy someone in the office in an exclusive.
see. Wow.
Oh, burn.
no, it's not a
Oh.
burn. Johnny, when did you get in line to get that?
Let's not talk about that.
I don't think the hall was technically open yet.
Oh my goodness.
So he got lucky and was able to get
Was
something.
it luck or was it strategy and determination?
A little bit of both.
Hey, there was an announcement that said the hall is now open. Now, where I was when that announcement was made is neither here nor there.
That's true.
Sketchy.
Sketch.
I'm gonna guess you were at the front of the line, right?
He was just probably there.
I just
So-
happened to be walking by.
No, that's the fishbowl. You do the fishbowl technique.
Yeah.
So it's like a technique at San Diego Comic Con. It's called
It
the
really
fishbowl
is.
technique. And so it's like whenever they cap lines or like the line's not open yet for something, you just watch. It's funny. 'Cause especially if you have a booth near that area, is you just watch all the people as they like circle the booth. Like the security guards can't tell that they're going around because they can tell they're like, that dude's on his like 5th trip around. And they'll tell people like, no, we've seen you like 8 times. You need to
Move along.
move along.
Is it kind of like musical chairs?
Kind of.
Oh, yeah.
They're
It
just really
is.
hoping that they just happen to be
Yeah.
walking past the correct booth.
No, that's exactly what it is, and you're just hoping that you are in front of the entrance to the line when they open it. It's called, yeah, there's a term for it now.
Excellent.
So
That's amazing.
the thing that all my friends were like asking me to stand in line to get for them, and they're like, I'll give you an extra $50 if you stand in line and get this for me, da da da. And I'm like, again, I wish I could. I wish I could have done that and got those things for you, but I couldn't. However, because I had so many of my friends asking for one particular item, and I'm not going to be that guy that's like going to get one and then only give it to one of my friends, and then it gets out that, oh, Rick got me it, and then everybody else is like, oh, Phil, you didn't get me it, I asked for it too. So I didn't stand in line, but a friend of mine did and picked something up. And that something will be actually used as a giveaway this week
Oh.
for Game Trade Media as a
Cool.
prize. I'm not going to send it to any of the guys that asked me for it.
It's
They
true,
gotta-
all
they-
my friends.
They got to get in line and do the things
Do the things, jump through the hoops.
as anybody else will have to,
Excellent.
because
There you
that's
go.
just how it works. But I was able to pick up the Magic the Gathering, one box of the Magic the Gathering San Diego Comic-Con Planeswalker exclusives,
Ooh, that was
which
hard
are
to get.
super beautiful. They are they have like a stained glass look in their artwork, and they're foiled or they're beautiful cards. But we're going to do that as a giveaway, not during this show. We're going to put a picture up, and there's going to be some things you have to do
Right.
to be entered into winning this prize.
Cool.
Do I hope it's one of my friends that wins? Sure. Will it be?
Probably not.
Probably not. But who knows? But who
Hopefully
knows?
none of them are watching right now.
I hope they all are watching. Because I care for them dearly. However,
Just not dearly enough.
I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable getting. I didn't even ask my friend to stand in line and get it. I had mentioned that of all the things I would like to have gotten this week was that.
Was that right?
And while they were already in line, they bought like one of everything from Hasbro. They had grabbed one for me,
Cool.
and
Excellent.
so I could just be the jerk and be like, I'm keeping it for myself because I also like Magic the Gathering. But I think
Sometimes I wish you would just be a jerk. But no, you're too nice.
I'm too nice.
Too nice.
I am. I'm the
Peter
Right,
has a
good
question. Are any of you going to Nova at the end of August?
I will be going to Nova.
What is Nova?
Nova Open.
Yeah. Oh.
I was sucked in as well. Well, I'm looking at his silly face. I see him give it away.
Well, you literally talk about it all the time.
I don't talk about it all the time. But now that you've mentioned it, I will talk about
The charity, right?
the Nova Open Charitable Foundation
Yeah.
stuff. It's been a couple of weeks, or a week at least, since I mentioned it. If you go to novaopenfoundation.org and check out the current raffles tab, we've got 22 raffles going on at the moment.
Nice.
We can buy tickets from wherever you are in the world. You can pay via PayPal and possibly win one of 22 different prizes.
Wow.
But obviously, so you buy tickets for the prize that you want to win,
Right.
and that's what you're in the raffle for. And then you can buy other tickets as well.
Sure.
But they're all specific to that prize.
Okay.
So, yeah, loads of cool stuff. Things are going really well with the raffles at the moment.
Is it?
Yep.
Good.
Yep. We're well ahead of where we were at the same time last year,
That's
which
awesome.
is great. And yeah, just all very exciting stuff. But
And this is for the Doctors Without Borders.
there are 3 different charities
Okay.
that we give money to. One is Doctors Without Borders. The second is Breast Cancer Research Foundation.
Okay.
And the third is the Fisher House Foundation.
Oh, okay. Nice. All great.
So, yeah, some really, really great stuff. But, we're excited to see what we can do this year. Last year, we were able to write checks for $53,000
Wow, that's
That is
for
awesome.
3 charities.
Yeah, that's
That's
super
amazing.
And this year, we're hoping for 60,
Cool. All right.
maybe 75.
Nice.
Because we can get a little bit greedy.
Yeah.
And
Greedy
yeah.
for charity.
Greedy for
Yeah,
charity.
that's a good thing.
yeah, it's always exciting that the more money
Yeah.
you can give away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So, yeah, definitely everybody head there, check it out. There are a lot of different games that are
Represented.
that are represented. So we have there's 40K,
Mm-hmm.
so 140,000. We've got 30K, so the Horus Heresy stuff
Okay.
from Games Workshop. We have some Star Wars Legion, some Star Wars X-Wing. We have an X-Wing repaint,
Ooh, nice.
which is looking spectacular. It's being painted by Madeline Cockrell, who painted our X-Wing repaint last year.
nice.
So this one is looking super cool. There is a Hordes army, a Trollkin.
Okay.
Beautiful looking stuff. There's an army for Infinity. We've got some stuff for Dark Age, for Wrath of Kings. I'm trying to think what else. I can't remember.
Wrath of Kings.
Wrath
You
of
said
Kings.
Infinity, which is Corvus
Corvus Belly. Yep.
Belly, yeah.
And of
Any
course,
Reaper stuff?
there is there's a Reaper Orc
Okay.
that's been beautifully painted by Sean Fulton,
Okay.
who works on Figure Painter magazine.
Nice.
There is a really cool, very whimsical Frog Jester.
Frog
Aw,
Jester.
Yeah, which is it's a really nice mini from Dark Sword Miniatures,
Okay.
who CMON sub-licensed the Song of Ice and Fire.
So the same people that basically sculpted these.
No, different people sculpted this.
Oh.
But Dark Sword have got a fantastic range of George R.R. Martin minis as well.
Oh, okay.
But they have an awesome anthropomorphic line. So if you like your animals that are doing human things,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you make like a little Redwall army.
Oh, that would be so cool, right?
That would be so adorable.
Mouse guard
Yeah.
or Squarriors.
Just warriors.
Yeah, it's a good book.
Nice.
I like it.
Cool. So yeah, all of those awesome things, including a Warlord Titan, which I've talked about Warlord Titans
Yeah.
before, but
It's a 40K
it stands,
piece, right?
yeah, 40K or 30K piece. It stands about this tall,
Jesus.
about this.
Again, that is
big
no longer a
volume.
miniature.
No, it is certainly a bigature.
It's a marquee.
It is enormous.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is the name for a miniature that is not a miniature?
A bigature.
A bigature.
A bigature. Apparently that's
I
been
think we
coined
actually
by-
had that conversation before on here. I think that was
Possibly.
the final tally was
Yeah,
bigature.
bigature. Pretty sure it's been coined by Weta Workshop
Oh yeah.
for the stuff that they have to make for films.
Speaking of Weta, they were
Yep.
at San Diego
Oh, cool.
as always. And
That was like almost a seamless segue.
it was
Like we had it all scripted.
yeah,
But we didn't.
almost.
Just so you know.
But,
Sorry, keep going.
Just like, I'm so impressed.
I just had to put a seam in there.
so one of my favorite people
Yep.
works for Weta.
Okay.
His name's Warren.
All right.
He is one of the makeup artists that did stuff for Lord of the Rings.
Cool.
So for like the last 4 years, every time Weta's set up, he's there and he's doing like makeup stuff.
All right.
And I happen to go up by the booth, and literally the big boss is being done up
Yep.
as a dwarf,
Oh, cool.
like full armor, the whole facial application, everything. And afterwards, I'm talking to Warren, and he's getting his lunch and stuff, and so I'm totally interrupting his meal time because
Yep.
I'm a jerk. And
We've established that.
you're right. And he introduces me to the big boss of Weta, who's a dwarf, and he's in character.
Yeah.
Oh
He's
my
not breaking
god, that's
character.
funny.
And stuff. It was so cool. And Warren is such a sweetheart. He introduces me to everybody that's working the booth. Every time have you met this person? Have you met so and so? I'll be like, I believe we saw them last year, or whatever. And we just have a great conversation. He's a really good dude. And if you ever are at a convention that Weta is set up at, you need to go by and check out their space. It is.
Cool.
I mean, they have armor from Warcraft and Lord of the Rings, and all the statuary that they have is just ridiculously good. It's just good stuff.
They had Scourge's armor from Thor Ragnarok there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Also, James says, happy birthday, Rick.
Thank you so much, James.
Dwayne says hello.
It's your birthday today?
It is my birthday today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm elderly now. I've reached the stage of elderly.
Elderly.
That early bird breakfast is waiting for you.
I get coffee now for 50 cents when I go to Roy Rogers.
Awesome.
Just don't go to Build-A-Bear and get a bear your age.
Yeah, pay your age for that. Good idea. Good idea.
Oh, poor Build-A-Bear. Those guys cut.
Yeah. So did Weta have giant killer robots at the booth?
They had a display for some of them,
Okay.
but they didn't have like what they've had in the past.
All right.
I think you're going to see more of that
At Gen Con.
at Gen Con and
Right.
at some of the gaming conventions out there, participating in those. But they've been working on that since forever.
Yeah.
And Giant Killer Robots, I don't even know if it still is what it was when they first started, where they had an application on like an iPad,
Okay.
and if you could play with somebody in a whole other country, because the iPad would do a virtual reality of the table space,
Oh, okay.
and while your miniatures are on your board, their miniatures are on theirs, and you can actually fight using this application.
Wow.
It was super cool, but I think it's actually grown beyond that.
I think the kids just call it an app these days.
No, that's lit.
Oh my god.
It sure is, fam. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Yeah? It was just a lame delivery?
What have I begun?
I'm sorry.
What have you begun,
It's
Mia?
truly
I don't
cringe. Cringeworthy.
I'm sorry.
Cringeworthy? Cringeworthy. I'm glad I could deliver.
Also, the Crafting Muse says Dark Sword is a fantastic company. We were
Nice.
chatting about.
So, Vanessa, while you're watching, are the littles painting with us? And if they are, what are they painting?
Oh.
Because it's also raining down here horribly. So I feel you. Is this where I say fam?
I don't know.
I feel you, fam.
I'm uncertain.
I don't either.
I suspect it's not lit, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not. But it could be.
Also, Corwin Harris says going to keep this on in the background as background sound as they're working.
All right.
Thanks, guys. No, they abandoned me. Guitar Hero won out.
The Guitar Hero is pretty fun, especially when you're trying to play some Dragon Force. But I don't know anything about that because, I'm old now and read Reader's Digest.
Crafting Muse said, did share in my group, though.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Speaking of Reader's Digest,
No.
Wait.
I'm hungry.
no.
Did you just get your subscription?
Yeah, well, as soon as you turn 46, you get a complimentary subscription to Reader's Digest to the end of your days.
46.
Yeah.
I've got a whole year to wait.
Lucky. So, but no, speaking of books, and I know this isn't pertinent to the miniatures we're painting, but did you see what Wizards of the Coast announced yesterday?
I did not.
They announced the Gamer's Guide for Ravnica, Magic the Gathering, for D&D 5th edition.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I
So-
remember when that was.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty exciting. It's supposed to come out, I believe, in November.
Yeah.
I am going to wrestle whomever I need to wrestle and crush, or I don't know if I don't want to crush them because I want them to give me
Crush.
an
Yeah, 'cause
early copy.
They
of
can't
the
give you an
book.
early copy for the crush.
Yeah, if I break them.
Yeah.
But at Gen Con, there will be discussions had. So if anybody from Wizard of the Coast is watching, know that I'm coming.
Coming for you.
In a
Just a mild
friendly,
threat.
In a friendly, let me promote this.
charismatic.
There are two ways this could go. The easy way and the not easy way.
Right.
Fantastic, Rick. I think you've got it.
I think so too.
Yep.
But
Skull.
the minute you said charismatic, I was lost.
Who's a charismatic?
She did.
Me.
Leona. She said, do it in a charismatic way. I'm like, oh, well, I'm out. I rolled like a 7 on my charisma.
Great.
And then you traded in some points to up your strength.
Up my strength, yeah. So I could be the mountain.
Excellent. Excellent.
The Crafting Muse says, let me love you. That would be creepy.
Yeah, if I walk up to the I almost said TSR,
Oh.
taking it super
Now you're
throwback.
definitely not getting it.
But go up to the WotC person and be like, let me love upon you so that I may get the book of Guild Mastery for Ravnica. And they'll be like, what's wrong with you?
You're like the 15th person today.
Yeah. But I want to make video around this product for all to see. And then they'll be like, you'll get tens of followers.
And thus
Why
barred
does
from
this
all
character in your
cons.
mind sound like Squiggy from the Vernon Shirley?
Oh, I love Squiggy. But it's not Squiggy. It's Squiggy as the pixie from, or the brownie from Willow.
Okay.
No.
Remember that?
No.
Okay. You saw the Willow, right?
Yes.
Remember the pixies that
No.
get drunk?
No.
Beer! No? You don't
No.
remember any of that? One of
No.
those was literally Squiggy
No.
from Laverne and Shirley. Yes. It's true.
You're bad at
We just
improv.
lost half our followers. Like,
Yeah.
What are they talking about?
Dang it.
He's tone deaf. Tone deaf, I tell you.
It's probable. But yeah, super excited for that product. 'Cause
Cool.
the fact that as everybody knows, I love role-playing games. I'm a huge D&D fan. but I also do enjoy Magic the Gathering. I think that some of the mythos of the Planeswalkers and all those is a great setting to play D&D in. So, I mean, who doesn't want to, go up against or partner up with Chandra Blaze or Jace the Mindbender and all these great Planeswalkers and be like, oh man, a Johnny Lionsbane. Psh, yes.
Sometimes it's like Charlie Brown.
Wah,
Adults.
wah, 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 wah.
So I sit here quietly because I know other people know what he's talking about. It's just not me.
It's like, Rick, I do appreciate your excitement for the fandom, but I know not what you speak
I'm
of.
confused. So when you say who doesn't, I'm not going to say
You're the Who.
But it's not.
You're
not
the
that
Who.
Yeah, exactly.
I love your music.
Good job, Dave.
Thanks.
Also, James has to head out.
All right, James, have a great day. Man, this guy's coming along great.
Yeah.
I think so.
Cool.
Nice.
Nice. Look at all that yellow.
Why is he yellow?
The house colors. He's not a Lannister, but he's a bannerman for the Lannister House Clegane, and they have yellow in their colors.
I forgot about that.
And
Because they don't need
three
to
black
class
hounds.
camouflage
3
at all.
black hounds.
They're so badass, they don't need a camouflage.
Well, you know what's good about doing this yellow? Didn't you do an article on painting yellow?
Oh, I haven't done it yet.
No?
No. That's what I'm going to save this guy for. I'm going to use this guy for
Oh my God.
the article on painting yellow.
Jesus, yeah, that would be perfect.
So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the mountain on a steed.
yeah.
Jesus. I mean, what kind of horse would you...
A big one.
Yeah.
The biggest
A
one.
big one that is like Clydesdale but bigger.
Bigger than Clydesdale, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
I don't.
Hmm?
Or is there a horse bigger than a Clydesdale?
There isn't.
Not in our world.
No.
Oh, we were talking
But in the
fantasy,
fictional
sorry.
world of Westeros.
Not in real life, but
Yep.
Westeros isn't the history of you.
It could be. It could be. It could be one of the great Aquests
True,
that,
true.
that perished a long time.
Yes.
Was burned by dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so
Sorry,
wait,
dinosaurs. My bad.
the banner, what color is the banner?
I would go with the.
Blue on the inside,
Yeah.
and then the silver on the outside, because blue and
I'd probably go with
Gray,
black
right?
on the outside, actually.
black.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then next week we got Gen Con.
We
Is,
do.
is it? Yeah. Is anybody in the chat gonna be at Gen Con next week? Or anybody watching that isn't in the chat that needs to be in the chat and talking to us? Oh, hey, Johnny's in there. He's raising his hand saying, "I'll be there." All right. He'll be there or be squared. You'll be there.
Are we there? Yep.
Nice. We got some interviews lined up for you, Dave, to talk to some people.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Awesome.
He'll sing and dance for us, Dave.
I was just going to make it up as I went along.
No.
Cool.
I mean, you can as far as the interview goes, sure, but
But actually, who I'm talking to is scripted.
what?
Who?
No, just
Okay.
you just know the company you're talking to.
Okay, right.
Yeah, yeah. We don't script interviews.
Scripting.
We want it to be organic and natural.
And we couldn't afford anybody.
Correct.
The Crafting Muse says, keep getting asked, but couldn't make it out this year.
Oh no. Who kept asking you? And if they're going to keep asking you, why aren't they paying to take you?
And it could always, Mike Becker says, I wish.
Right.
Mike.
It could always be also like people will ask too late, you know?
Yeah.
So sometimes that's potentially too.
There we go.
Who are you looking forward to chatting to apart from Watsy at the show?
Oddly, Fantasy Flight.
Oddly Fantasy Flight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I like Fantasy Flight and I like Star Wars,
Yeah.
but I really want to talk to them about their second edition X-Wing
Oh, okay.
stuff that's coming out. And I think they have the conversion kits are going to be available at Gen Con.
Okay.
which is nice. So I'd like to talk about that. Of course, talk to Paizo about the play test for 2nd edition Pathfinder,
Yeah.
which will be nice. And
Have you got some games lined up?
for me to play something?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, the Crafter Muse said one sub did offer a ticket, but the summer is too crazy.
Okay. That makes sense. But as of right now, I don't have anything lined up for actually getting to sit down and play anything.
Right.
Because I feel like after the day of doing interviews up at the Skybox, that's
Yep.
right, at the Skybox at Lucas Oil Stadium, you know, because we got, what's that word I kept hearing at San Diego? Because we bougie. Is that another like fam thing?
Kind of.
Bougie? Yeah, it just means bourgeois.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We fancy.
We fancy. So we got a Skybox, and that's
I think you might have been mishearing them. When they just saying you're Baji?
Baji, Dad. They asked me if I'm going to cosplay Baji.
Baji,
That's
yeah.
right.
That's what they, that was what they were
From
saying.
AMC's Into the Badlands,
Into the
which you
Badlands.
can also see on Netflix right now.
Make sure you watch it while eating your Chipotle.
Hashtag ad.
Chipotle or pancakes and syrup.
Also, Corey Whittle said, posted some pictures in the chat, and it's of a GTM magazine that they found from their comic book store at Sioux Falls.
Nice. So Corey and I used to play D&D together because we were in the Navy together many moons ago.
There you go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's good to see Corey watching and realizing that dreams do come true, brother.
Yeah, so I meant bourgeoisie. That's what it comes from.
Bourgeoisie.
Sorry.
Bougie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna be up there, and that's a little bit of a hike
prolo.
from the convention floor.
It is.
So
Yeah, I saw it. It is a hike.
It's
Johnny
a
showed me
hike.
on the map. Dang.
And Lord knows I don't do that anymore.
Thanks, man.
Oh, well, you'll be doing it several times a day now.
Yeah,
Several times.
and I'm looking forward.
Up there, 'cause I'm not walking all the way down the hall to the food court.
Right? Oh yes, actually, there will be food in the space. Yeah,
That's what he's concerned about. He's like, where's
Yeah.
the food going to be?
I don't
and
have
it's,
to
that's a
I
valid
read that
concern.
wrong.
There is no doubt, valid.
What'd you
That
mean?
one.
But
I
yeah,
read the name.
so
Oh, no.
there's
So that's the block.
two different skyboxes, one
do you-
for
you
us
wanna
to
show you?
film and one
No,
for
I'm going to do the black.
meetings, and the meeting one is going to have food in it,
Excellent.
just so you know.
Details worth knowing.
Yeah, the
See,
important
I'm
details.
fine with walking up to the skybox. Probably once. And then I'll say, this is terrible, it's so far away.
It's like, why? And then he slaps me
Yeah.
and runs away because he knows that I can't run.
Particularly after you've just eaten.
Right. I just want to take a nap. As
I'm gonna
any.
throw up a map to show people we're talking to how to get to where we are.
Yeah, I said that you should have little like printouts that's like GTM this way, like grab a token as you go along, so that by the end they like have a prize for
Right.
making it all the way.
Make it all the way.
If you're willing to take the trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just spread out breadcrumbs along the
South of the
ground.
border, heading south toward Florida.
Oh, yeah. That's like the border of North Carolina, South Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst.
What's,
You never saw such a wiener at GTM.
Oh no.
Like, he's like terribly like.
There are horrible puns
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
are the
south of the
worst
border.
that need to be taken out. Also, Cannon says hello, everyone.
Hey, Cannon.
Cannon?
Hola.
How's everything out in Vegas?
Probably a lot drier than here.
Truth.
So what do you think? Is that enough silver for you?
That is
Look at
too
all the
much
silver.
silver. That's way too much silver.
Oh my gosh.
Impressive amount of silver.
Also, Cannon asks Dave, did you prefer that sculpt to the other one?
To be honest, yeah, I do. There's a certain there's a simplicity to it that I really like, but at the same time, he doesn't have his tabard on and
Yeah.
his helm, and doesn't have the huge. He's got big shoulder pads. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have the sort of enormous
The
jousting.
giant, yeah, the
shoulder
giant
pads.
pauldrons.
Yeah,
His pose is also a little bit more.
yeah. There's something a little
Simple.
bit sort of here he's sort of upright, but that one, it's like he's leaning down to kill somebody,
Yes.
which he probably is.
Yes, as he does.
Yeah. So
That's somebody I would actually like to meet, is the actor who currently plays the Mountain.
yeah.
Because, just because, you know.
To see actually how tall you are.
Well, I know how
up
tall
against
I
him.
am.
Well, I mean how
Yeah, the
how it
difference.
feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just one thing, is the guy who plays Hodor
Yep.
is like 7 foot tall.
Right.
And I've got a picture of me standing next to him. And it's like, Jesus.
I was going to try and pronounce his name, but it is.
It's Thor Bjorn or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, do
It looks like a different language, like it's Icelandic
It's
or
like-
something
yeah,
like
just
that.
do it.
And
Do it.
You can do it.
Haffer Julius Bjornsson.
Bjornsson.
But there are some letters that are not English letters in there.
Halftor.
So
It's Halftor Bjorn, or it's-
Bjornsson.
is it Bjornsson? B-J-O-R-N?
B-J-O-R-S-S.
Yeah,
Son of-
Bjornsson.
Son of Bjorn.
It's half Thor, is basically what it is.
Half Thor.
Half Thor. But he's freaking full Thor.
He's saying he's larger than Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, God, yes. Chris Hemsworth is a tiny human comparatively. Like, legit tiny little person.
Be careful throwing around those superlatives.
Hey, I do what I do. You're not my dad.
Well, just for those of us that are smaller than Chris Hemsworth.
You're probably the same size.
Yeah?
He's not a big dude. Camera magic.
He's saying he's like 5'9" and 3/4.
Okay, maybe he's bigger than that.
Peter says, nothing like running out of German gray in the middle of a project.
Oh.
No.
German grey is a great Vallejo color for quick highlights of black.
Oh, okay.
Perfect for that.
He's 6'3", by the way, Chris
Who?
Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth? So
Yeah.
he's tiny.
There you go. Basically, anybody who's shorter than you is tiny.
You're getting it.
God, what am I then?
Tiny. He
Diminutive.
just
Diminutive.
lumps everybody in together.
Yeah.
Quite tiny.
Quite tiny.
I'm like a hobbit then.
Oh, did you see the hobbits that were dressed up at Comic-Con? There's this couple walking around as hobbits. And of course, if they're dressed like hobbits, I'm going to look at their feet and think that they're going to wear those like prosthetic like slippers that look like hobbit feet.
Yep.
No, they're walking around barefoot at San Diego Comic-Con. All I could think about was gross. That's ugh, so gross.
That is pretty gross.
Yeah.
That's also dedication, though.
Yep.
That is true.
Yeah.
Depends on how you look at it, really.
I will get athlete's foot for this cosplay to be successful.
Hey, cosplay is pain sometimes. And infections.
And infections.
Yee.
I say no.
What you have to do is ask your friend Warren if you can be one of the paints that they do. One of his
Oh, yeah.
do-ups. I don't know what you call that. Characters that he creates.
Hey, Johnny,
What?
can you do me a favor real quick, please?
No.
In my office, on my desk, there is a little creature that looks like a brain and a clear yellow or orange treasure chest. Could you bring those here, please?
It's not a brain, it's a prostate.
Could be that, too.
Look on Johnny's face when I said that.
It was gross. So I wanted to give a shout out real quick. So one of our viewers, thank you, sent us a couple of miniatures that they 3D printed,
Oh, cool.
and I wanted to show those
From
off.
far away.
Show them
Yeah.
from far away.
From far away. I'm going to look up some information real quick about these miniatures because I thought it was an interesting little bit or piece of information.
Grr. I'm having those moments, one of those moments where it's like, I got the black on the blue, so then I tried to cover the blue black with the blue, but then I covered,
That
I'm just
happens.
going back and forth.
That happens. Yep.
I'm like, dang it.
Okay, so Sean Sunday sent it.
Hey, Sean.
Sean, yep. And this is what he sent.
Hang on. Let's get these out of the way.
So you have this clear treasure chest.
Oh, cool.
And it's called Sunday Studios, is what him and his wife do. And they used a Wanhao D7, WANHAO D7, and also a Monocure 3D Rapid Resin.
No way.
We've just started prototype testing their new Flexi resin, and we're very impressed so far. And they've almost got the right mix to a comparable result in flex and impact resistance to PVC molded minis.
Nope.
So these are really nice. The treasure chest is kind of, as you can see, it was kind of clear. I want to say that the other creature is the actual intellect devourer from D&D.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. I was going to say it looked a little bit like a rust monster, but intellect devourer sounds better. Well, is more accurate.
But I'm trying to find exactly where Sean is from. New South Wales, Australia. But lives in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia.
I was going to say, Brisbane is not in New South Wales.
Wellington.
I'm from New South Wales.
Wellington, New South Wales is where he's from, but he
From-
lives
oh,
in
okay.
Brisbane, Queensland.
Oh, that's a shame.
He moved? It's a shame that he moved?
Yeah, it's kind of like moving to Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Not really. It's it's a really nice place.
But yeah, so
It's where most of the great white shark attacks happen.
is it really?
No,
No. Dang
I have
it.
no idea.
I heard that they're infested with drop bears, however.
Yeah, it's where most of the drop bear attacks happen for sure. I can say that categorically.
But we'd just like to say thank you, Sean, for sending these beautiful miniatures, and great job on the print.
Yeah,
work.
thank you very much. It looks great.
Yeah, and it's amazing the technology we have today. I mentioned it earlier when we were meeting for our pre-production for tomorrow's filming of Previews World Weekly. And we were able to, one of the girls wasn't able to come in today because we're under, the words and things aren't coming out my mouth. But we're experiencing some pretty heavy rainfall here, and she had some flooding in her basement, and so she wasn't able to make it. But we were able to, just on the phone, video chat, bring her in, and did the pre-production right there through video chat. And it's like, man, this is what we used to see on Next Generation, and here we are doing it. It's just crazy.
It is amazing.
Also, Carl says, did you check the box for drop bears? We can't let the breeding pair end up in the U.S.
Oh, right, yeah. That's like what were those toads that arrived in Australia and just really jacked up the
cane toads.
The cane toads, yeah, jacked up the ecology over there.
There was there's one of those classic, well, let's just get this, we've got a problem. Let's get this thing to fix that problem. Where there was some sort of weevil.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact story.
Yeah.
But
messing up the produce, right?
Messing up the sugar cane.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought in another insect to eat the weevil, but then that insect became a problem.
Oh no.
So they brought in the cane toad
Yeah.
to eat the
insect.
And now the cane toad is the problem.
Yeah, I've seen videos where the guys are like driving down the road, literally just swerving around just so they can run over as many of them as they can, because they're like littered across the freeway.
Because there's no natural predators.
Correct.
No. And also they're poisonous. So if you were to eat them,
Dang.
you would die. So dogs, like domestic dogs,
Or even
animals and that sort of
animals
thing
in the
do.
wild, technically,
Yeah.
Sad.
So, and they're spreading. I think they have spread south from Queensland into New South Wales now.
Wow.
As if there weren't enough things that wanted to kill and poison you there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now we have another one.
Well, that one was imported.
Oh, so you're just bringing it in.
I don't think
now.
this place is dangerous enough.
Let's import more.
Let's bring in some more poisonous
And
stuff.
everything in Australia is literally bred to kill humans.
Yep.
So,
It's like the one place in the world where the environment's like, don't move here. And we're like, no, we're just going to settle here.
Well, the beaches are really nice.
Exactly. The beaches are nice. Who
beaches are
cares
great.
about all the poisonous animals?
and the
Always
great and the
there.
gators
Yeah, the gators.
and the great white sharks, as you mentioned, and the drop bears. I'm actually
No,
more
what? Drop bear?
drop bears.
Drought or
Drop.
Drop.
So they're up in the foliage in the trees.
Foliage.
That's what I said.
Foliage.
It's all foiled because foiled again, right?
Yeah.
And so as you're walking, if you were out on a hike or whatever, and if you walk underneath it, they drop on you, and they tear you apart and then eat you.
What?
Yeah.
Like, but they're like an actual bear?
Yeah.
How big of a bear? Like koala bear or like grizzly bear?
You lie.
No, they're like
Koala bear.
koala / panda sized, I guess.
See, now that she said that, I feel like you guys are messing with me.
Why would we do that?
I'm not
Sam?
messing with you. He's totally messing with you.
Yeah, he's from Australia. He can tell you the truth.
But I'm not allowed to. It's in my contract.
Right.
I don't believe you now.
There's a bit of a size difference between a koala and a panda.
Is there?
Yes.
See? It's that thing. They're both smaller than him. So he just lumps them all together. Everything's the same size if it's smaller than Rick.
Exactly. Tiny. And
Yeah, it's about the size of an ant or a bread box.
yeah,
Exactly. Just like that.
same thing. Yeah, same thing.
Awesome.
Well, it's kind of funny. What was it? Who said it? Was it Gretchen this morning? Talked about. She said that she did an icebreaker. No, it was Ashton, who works over at Diamond, was here this morning for pre-production, and she said that she went while at an event at San Diego. She had this icebreaker, like joke that she tells when she was trying to get into a conversation. It's like, what could you kill? A bear with a sword or a wolf with your bare hands?
Right.
And apparently, that icebreaker didn't so much work in the conversation she's trying to get into.
Right.
And I, of course, they're both small animals, so I get bare hands for both.
Yes.
And they're like,
Take them both down.
Rick, you can't do that. And it's like, they're tiny, like squirrels.
I'll take out the wolf first, and then I'll choke
Choke the bear with a wolf pelt.
Okay, so we have 1 minute to go.
Wow,
minute.
they're
1
counting
minute
us
to go.
out, people.
I was hoping I was going to have this
Should
finished
I-
so that I could give it to you as a birthday gift.
Aw,
Aww.
that would have been nice.
It would have been nice,
Really
but
sweet. Too late.
you live and learn.
Yep,
All right, here we'll move
maybe
these.
I'll finish it by Thursday.
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 Yeah, because next Tuesday we've got something special.
Oh?
Yeah, we're doing some repaints next Thursday.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
We've talked about this.
we have talked about this.
Oh.
They're sitting
I remember now.
right up there, actually. Behind you. They're up there behind you.
It's not working. That's all I can say. It's not working. Is that like an exponential thing for him? Like,
there you go.
Like, there's half the population. There's half the remaining population.
Right.
There's half the, is that how it works?
Right, until
I
it's
would
just
One
Him.
person.
until it's just him.
What if he's actually like one of like halfway through?
Shit, too
Oh
many,
man, that
too
would
many
be
times.
hilarious.
I guess it's balanced now.
Let's put yours up on the board there, sir.
Oh, okay.
All right, what do we got?
Cool. There we go. We almost got there. There we go. So how long did it take you to paint the other one at the CMON Expo?
3 hours.
Hmm?
Like
3 hours.
hours.
Right. So I have to come back to this. Is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But the yellow is looking really nice. It's
It
nice
does.
and smooth. It's clean.
Thanks.
Good job. What yellow did you use?
I used the Phoenix Flames.
Phoenix Flames from the War
Army
Paints.
Painted War
Army
Paints.
Paint. Cool. Very nice.
Yeah.
And what do you think, Mia? Are you happy with yours?
Yeah, they came out pretty good.
I
did.
I agree.
Yeah.
Look at that. You've got 2 done.
Well, with the little infantry guys, it's easy to kind of do like 2 at a time because you already got the paint out. It's like, oh, okay, well, while I'm doing this, do this one.
Excellent.
So, multitask.
Yep. So you got 2 done last time you were here.
Mhm.
2 done this time. You've set a trend.
Set
Yeah,
a
exactly.
trend.
Well,
Yep.
they're not quite done yet, but
Which means
Why?
next time I'm giving you 2 giant miniatures and expect them to be done by the end of the show.
all right.
Excellent.
But that does bring us to the end of the show
It does.
as a good segue there. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today for Painting Happy Little Minis. Make sure that if you are not already a part of our Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group that you go over there and request to join and we'll add you in. Dave always beats me to the punch.
Well, I was going to say, there were like, there've been 3 this week where you've beaten me. You must
Really?
have been
I don't
sitting
think
there
it
in
was-
the airport, like,
No, I don't think it was me because I didn't get them.
oh, I bet you it was
Was it
Leona.
Leona? Are you in there? There's only like 4 people that can actually.
It's Kurt.
It wasn't me.
I thought it was
Because I also had that experience where I was like, yeah, and then I was like, dang.
I bet you it is because I think Kurt also has the ability
still
to
does.
add.
He
So
does.
yes,
Still is.
the ghost of Kurt.
He's still with us.
Yeah,
He's
barely,
still in the.
barely
ether.
with us.
Okay.
But again, go to your local game store because this particular game is coming out soon, right?
August 31st is the street date.
Okay.
Although stores that got in on the Kickstarter and for the retailer pledge should be receiving theirs in the next week or 2,
Oh, nice.
which will be really good. And I think the Hand of the King pledge is going to be about $150 for
Wow.
folks in store.
Okay.
So,
So yeah.
they'll be getting those. So yeah,
Go to your local game store, become part of the gaming community there, and pick up a copy of Song of Fire and Ice and
Song of
Fire.
Ice and Fire.
Ice and Fire.
Ice and Fire.
Song of Ice and Fire.
Ice and Fire.
It's my brain doesn't
Fake fan.
get it right. You know, yeah, I'm having a stroke every time I say Song of Ice and Fire. But and as a final note, I'm Rick,
I'm Mia.
And I'm Dave.
and we'll see you at the game store.
Bye, guys.
Guys, we're super excited to share that our new book, The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, is now available.
We love tabletop gaming as much as you do, and we're so thrilled to share the finished book with the community. This book covers the history of the tabletop industry, from classic board games like Monopoly to collectible card games like Magic, and of course, RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons.
The book also highlights some of the top talent in the industry, featuring interviews with Peter Atkinson, Matthew Mercer, Larry Elmore, and many more. Plus, we chatted with collectors from all walks of life who shared their own knowledge and insight about tabletop collecting.
We also discuss everything from the impact of crowdfunding on the current state of the industry, as well as take a look at all sorts of ways to preserve your collection for years to come. This book provides a perfect snapshot of the tabletop industry at large and shows what makes this hobby so great.
You can head into your local game store or comic shop right now and pick up your copy of the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games. If they don't have it in stock, you can order your copy through Previews, through Game Trade Magazine, or through gemstonepub.com.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.